For me, I think the biggest thing that football taught me was how to overcome adversity.
At some point in your life, you're going to have some tough times.
You have to have that next play mentality.
That cohesiveness and that working together, that's really something special that you can't get in a lot of other areas.
When you practice that and you live that in other phases of your life, it becomes second nature because all you know how to do is fight.
It's not an easy game. If it were easy, everyone would do it.
You start to appreciate the smaller contributions that people make. You don't just look at the big one because you knew it took 6 or 7 other guys who are unsung.
And you can't take shortcuts and be successful.
Doing what they do to make it possible for the guy getting the press clippings or whatever it might be.
In this game, whether it's as a coach or a player.
So I would certainly say that you definitely got a very quick lesson in how to overcome adversity playing football.
Welcome to FootballGameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you our preview of the 2016 Gildan, New Mexico Bowl between the New Mexico Lobos and the UT San Antonio Road Runners. And we're going to start this video off by taking a look at our keys to victory. Starting with the New Mexico Lobos in this ball game, I think number one, they have to play consistent defense throughout the course of this contest. This is a football team that starts out great defensively, but they tend to let teams back in the ball game. If they can put together 4 quarters of defense, it bodes well for their chances. Also, I think they have to excel on the perimeter on both sides of the ball. Their option attack does a great job in attacking the perimeter, and defensively, if they can't win on the outside in this ball game, they could definitely struggle. And also, don't overthink the offense. If you're New Mexico, it's called dance with whom you brought to the party. Their option attack is the reason why they're here in this bowl game. They can't get cute or try to overly get creative in this bowl game. Otherwise, they could find themselves getting down in a hurry to Texas San Antonio. Moving over to the Road Runners in this ball game, it's about maintaining defensive discipline when you're facing an option football team. Do your job, handle your assignments, don't try to be a hero, keep your eyes on your luggage. All those football cliches just mean simply do your job and make sure if you have the pitch guy, you're responsible for the pitch guy. If you have the dive guy, you take the dive guy. Don't try to play 2 guys at one. That's when you give up big plays on the ground. And also on the flip side, offensively, it's about maximizing your offensive possessions. You really want to put an option football team in the bind. Your offense has to continue to score points, whether that's 3 or 7. You're going to force that option offense to maximize their own possessions because the idea is to steal away possessions from the opposing football team. So if UT San Antonio can come into this ball game and do like they've done all season long, keep the tempo going, push that pressure on the opposing defense, they have a great chance of knocking off the Lobos. And also, a balanced approach is a good one. You have to avoid the temptation of trying to bomb out this secondary of New Mexico. Run your offense. They've been well-balanced all season long. I think if they can continue that well-balanced offensive approach, they have a great chance of winning this bowl game. The biggest X factor in this game for New Mexico, in my opinion, will be how well they're able to play on the back end. We know their front 7 will do a great job in applying pressure. They run a 3-4 defense, but on the back end, they need those guys to handle and win those one-on-one matchups. UT San Antonio has an outstanding passing attack, and they put a lot of pressure on your secondary to match up one-on-one in space. So that's why we talked about playing well on the perimeter for New Mexico. So when you look at free safety Daniel Henry, if he can play great over top and allow those guys on the corners like Nias Martin and company to be extra aggressive, it bodes well for their chances. And for UT San Antonio, I think the biggest X factor is Marcus Davenport, their outside linebacker. He's a guy that has 10.5 TFLs coming into this ball game, 6.5 sacks. He does a great job in playing on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. Now, as athletic and aggressive as he is and has played all season long, they're going to need him to play discipline. They're going to be more concerned with his ability to seal the edge, stop the run, and therefore those alley defenders that are responsible for the pitch guy can do their job. So you're going to see a more disciplined game from Davenport. If he can play discipline throughout the course of this contest, they're going to win this game. Here's a look at some of the 2017 NFL draft prospects you want to keep an eye on in this ball game. As you can see along the line of scrimmage, some tremendous talent in this bowl game. Reno Henderson and Nick Diavanzo of New Mexico. You also look at Javante Damon of UT San Antonio. I also like the two safeties, Michael Iguagu and also Jordan Moore. big safety, 6'3", 225, and Terrion Gibson should put on a show in this ball game, showcasing the skills necessary to play at the next level because of his speed, explosiveness, and his ability to catch the football out of the backfield. I like New Mexico in this ball game. I think their offensive attack, their version of the option, is more out of the shotgun, out of the pistol, and they do a great job of attacking the perimeter. I think that perimeter offensive attack puts your defense in the bind because it's going to force your guys to consistently make plays one-on-one in space. And when you have two tailbacks like they do in the backfield with speed to take the distance and are very elusive, it puts you definitely in the bind on the outside. And defensively, I like the Lobos' aggressiveness as far as within the front seven. I think they'll do a great job in putting a little bit of pressure on UT San Antonio's passing attack. So I think the Lobos will walk away 2016 Gildan, New Mexico Bowl champs.